Welcome to Toffee TV. These are 3 talking points from Watford 1, Everton 0. This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball's app makes it possible to keep up to date with all the latest transfer news, scores and stats all in the one place. To download OneFootball's app, click the link in the description. Like I say, Watford 1, Everton 0 are 3 talking points. First talking point for me today is, why are we so poor defensively? You know, in general, we done all right against the team that was limited, you know, at times today. But it's everything. It's the goal. The goal has wound me up, because we defend the free kick okay, but then everyone just switches off. All of a sudden, it's just like, we've done our job, and it's in round the back, and no team really has to do anything tough to score against us. And that, to me, yes, you can attribute some of that to the manager, of course you can. And also, the defenders, why aren't they bothered about keeping clean sheets? Why doesn't it hurt them when they concede? It just, every game goes by, teams are scoring comfortably, you know, and it's 10 defeats in 16 games. You know, the only way we're going to turn this around or stop this slide that we're in at the minute is to start from a base of keeping clean sheets. You know, even the one that led to the goal, the shot by Hollebash, we cleared the initial ball into the box, and everyone's stretching and it breaks back to him and he somehow gets away and it's a shot and the referee gives a corner. We've got to be better defensively. We've got to smell danger. None of our players seem to sense any danger anywhere. Our defenders, it's just, everything's reactive. It's not this, what's happening here, we need to have a look, who am I marking? Gray runs off Sigurdsson and he's like, oh, I should have gone with him, and he's got a tapping. It's just not good enough, and that needs solving, because if we can't keep clean sheets, then we are going to be finishing closer to the bottom 3 than we are anywhere else. And, you know, that'll be a disaster of a season. It's already a disaster of a season in terms of the way it looks like it's going. Out of both cups, struggling in the league. 10 defeats in 16 games. It's not looking good, is it? Secondly, the changes by Marco Silva today. Said on Wednesday, we did okay. We battled hard. It was a good It was a good battle and performance. The fans were behind them. They worked really hard. They were committed, and they gave Man City a decent game. Okay, quality in the final third wasn't there, but everything else was. And I thought if we took that to Watford today, we'd get something. And he's made changes almost for the sake of making changes. Why is Sigurdsson being put in? Why is Tosin being brought into the side? You know, we done all right the other night. Dominic Calvert-Lewin did okay the other night. Start the same team. Start the team and say, look, you done all right the other night. Let's same again. Everyone do the same thing as what we did the other night. Dom, chase everything. Get their 2 centre-backs involved in a game. Knock balls into the channels for him to run after. You know, the only one change I would have made, Walcott would have come on, Bernard would have come in. That's the only change I would have made from the other night. And you look at that and you just think, why is he messing with it again? You know, what's his reasoning for messing with it? You know, I can't, not Bernard, sorry, but Richarlison would have come in for Walcott, Bernard would have gone on the right. But why is he bringing 2 players into the team who are slow and haven't been playing well either? You know, away from, I can understand Jenk sometimes at Goodison, but not away. You know, I just didn't, the changes for me just seemed to take us away from the way we play. The game was very, very similar to Allardyce's performance there last year. We lost that game 1-0, Troy Deeney scored. It was the same. Everton were in control. I just didn't get the changes. For me, there was no reason to try to change the team up. It done decent enough job the other night, so why not just play to those strengths and try and get the players replicating what we did the other night, and then see if we can nick a goal. And it's just again, changes for change's sake for me, and it didn't help us at all. It hindered us, if anything. And finally, Marco Silva, what do we do with him? What camp are you in? You know, I've backed him and said he needs time. Excuse me. And I still feel as though he does need time, but the results are starting to put more and more pressure on him. People are asking, you know, how can he survive 10 defeats in 16 games? I suppose the big thing is, you know, has he got the players he needs to play the way he wants? Is he doing enough to try and change the results and change the way we're playing with what he's got, because that's what a manager has to do. In your mind, you might have, I want to play this way, and that's great, but if you haven't got the players and the personnel to do that, then you have to be able to react to that. And at the minute, I don't think he's reacting to that. He's got a big couple of weeks now to get the team somehow united and get us ready to go, because we have to win at Cardiff. It's as simple as that. It's a tough game, very, very tough game, but we have to go there and win, similar to the Huddersfield game. We have to go there, grind out a win, and hopefully give us that confidence going into the derby. To say that, so we can turn up basically and have a go, because another win, 36 points, that'd probably settle a few people's nerves, but we have to keep going, because at the minute we're just getting dragged into looking over our shoulders when that should never have been the case. This is a team that people were talking about the first week in December as breaking into the top 6, and others were saying, could they challenge for the top 4 this season? Since then, we have gone nosedived. It's absolutely terrible. And we've somehow got to be able to get this form back, because at the minute, anyone can beat us. We're losing to teams we should be beating. And we're conceding goals regularly, far too easy. And that is never good. We're not scoring enough, and we're conceding too many goals. And that is always a recipe for disaster. So somehow Marco Silva's got to find the key and fix this. I don't know how he'll do it, but he's got to get, obviously, Yerry Mina, if he's fit, will come back in for the Cardiff game, and he's got to start making that centre-back position his own. And we've got to go to Cardiff and try and keep them out, keep it tight, and score some goals ourselves. He's got to look for different ways of playing, different ways where we're going to actually create things and score goals, because we just don't look like we've got a goal in us. And if you haven't got a goal in you, how do you win games? It's impossible. And especially when you're letting a goal in every single game anyway, you're giving yourself virtually no chance. And that's never good. And we've got talented footballers in our squad. It's just the game management of them and the desire and will of them is lacking. And I don't know whether that is necessarily just the manager, or is it the players? Is it something in their psyche? Because some of them have been this grim under a few managers. So we'll have to wait and see. They're my 3 things for today. Another miserable weekend for Evertonians. So there you go. Don't forget, give us a subscribe if you haven't already, and get over to Patreon if you want more videos. See you later, Toffee TV.